Did Joy Reid just lose her mind on TikTok, or is there something to her wild conspiracy theory about Trump's assassination attempt? In today's video, we'll get into Reid's typically outlandish claims, all to trash Donald Trump and the mysterious details surrounding the incident. Joy Reid is no stranger to spreading falsehoods and conspiracy theories when it comes to Trump and his supporters. And if you're like me, you'll get right away what she's really trying to do. Let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. Today we're getting into the latest from MSNBC's very own race lady, Joy Reid, who's taken to TikTok to spread some, well, let's call them interesting theories about the recent assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. And believe me, you don't want to miss this. So according to Reid, the entire incident might have been staged. Yeah, that's what she's saying. She questions whether Trump was actually hit by a bullet or was it something else entirely. All right, let's give this a listen, and then we're going to break it down afterwards. It's not that long.
We still don't know for sure whether Donald Trump was hit by a bullet, whether he was hit by glass fragments.
Glass fragments? Wait a minute. Where was the glass that a fragment could have hit him? We all saw him. He's in the middle of a stage. He's talking through a mic. He had his head turned. What glass fragment could have hit him?
He was hit by shrapnel. We don't have those details.
Shrapnel, again, where did the shrapnel come from? Behind the glass that wasn't there?
We actually have no details from his physician, even though this man is still a Secret Service protected, and presidential candidate. We knew almost nothing.
You're not supposed to know anything because there's an ongoing investigation. I mean, we know on the conservative side, we know a lot because we ask the right questions. You guys just ask gotcha questions, and you want to gather information so you can insult and make fun of Trump. That's all you care about. If you really cared about the issues and about like what really happened, you'd be asking the right questions. But that's not Joy Reid, is it?
Why? Why don't we know that much?
Because you haven't asked the right questions because you don't care about the truth.
We know that 3 people were shot. 1 person, unfortunately, was killed at the rally.
Oh, but I thought those people were all hated. I thought that they were MAGA extremists because that's what you always say, Joy. Now you have some sympathy for someone who was killed by one of yours?
We don't know where they were sitting or standing relative to him. We don't know why, for 9 full seconds, Donald Trump was allowed to stand back up during an active shooting.
Well, isn't that a question that you should be asking the Secret Service? I mean, you should be asking Kimberly Cheadle that question. Isn't that your job, Joy? Why are you trying to put this off on Trump? That's what it sounds like she's doing, that she's putting all this off on Trump. Well, why was he allowed to stand up? Well, what was he supposed to do? What were they going to do? Make him crawl out of there? They surrounded him completely to protect him, and they had to get him the hell out of there. What were they going to do? They're going to carry him out of there? Real low? I mean, come on, Joy.
Active shooter situation, even though they at that point had said the shooter was down, how would they have known if there were more shooters or not?
That's exactly correct. But that's why if you watch the video, Joy, you would see that the Secret Service agents that were in combat gear came rushing forward. They were at left, front, and right of the stage, and they were the ones looking in the crowd to see if there was another shooter. So you had all the agents that were surrounding him, which were not his normal agents, by the way. They were all disbanded a couple days prior to this rally, and he had a whole new team that he didn't know. That's another thing that Joy Reid should have asked, but she doesn't care about.
Nobody knew that there could have been 5 shooters for all they knew. Yet they allowed him to stand up in the middle of that, crisis.
What was he supposed to do? He got shot in the ear. He went down. They surrounded him to protect him. The other guys come moving in to take a look around. Everybody now is on alert. The counter sniper took out the shooter. What were they supposed to do if there were other shooters there? Just stay there and let them pick off all the Secret Service men around him so that they can get to him? No, he had to stand up to get the hell off stage. This is a dumb question.
And pose for a photo.
He didn't pose for a photo. See, she's trying to trash Trump because that's what she gets paid to do. Donald Trump, in an excited utterance, put his fist up He was just shot in the head in front of thousands of his supporters. And he wanted to let them know during the mayhem and the screaming and the scrambling, he wanted to let them know, look, I'm all right. I'm alive. And he started yelling, fight, 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 because everybody in that audience knows the level of shit that people like Joy Reid and her side of the aisle has thrown at this man since the day he came down the escalator. So he knows that they all know that. So he wanted to say, fight, 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 because we know that this was somehow a lefty that shot at him.
And fist pumped the air so he could get the iconic photo.
It was an iconic photo because it was an iconic photo. You don't pose for an iconic photo. Well, maybe they do on the left because everything about them is phony, but you're not supposed to pose. It's iconic because it's not staged.
And then they allowed him to stand up again outside of the SUV instead of just shoving him into the SUV. That seems really unusual. What is the actual injury to Donald Trump's ear that's under that bandage?
So in other words, now she's questioning if he really has an injury under the bandage that he's wearing on his head over his ear. This is unbelievable, even for Joy Reid.
Shouldn't we know that by now?
No, maybe you shouldn't, because that's the kind of information that, look, liberals are perfectly okay with a Merrick Garland answering to Congress Republicans saying, well, I can't talk about that because it's an ongoing investigation. But when it's on the other side, they want to know everything right away. I mean, Joy Reid should know there is an investigation into how the Secret Service handled this because a protectee, a very important protectee, got shot on their watch. So they're not going to give information out that some other nut job on the left could use to get past them if they know exactly what he was doing and what happened, how the Secret Service handled it. They're not going to give that information away. She should know better.
It's weird. And there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of curiosity about it.
Well, what kind of curiosity do you want, Joy? Like I said, we have been all over the place, conservatives finding information out. I mean, we know a hell of a lot more than we did Saturday night. And apparently you're still sitting in the dark.
No, in the sort of media world, my profession, it's weird, right?
No, on the left, you guys are focusing on how can we take Trump down with this? How can we blame him for the whole thing? That's what you guys have been doing. Okay, you had to show, that you had some sympathy. Otherwise, people would know that you are the monsters that you really are. But you really don't care. I'm sure most of you really are upset that it didn't take them down. Yeah, I'll say it.
Right? Where are the FOIAs? Why isn't the New York Times aggressively pursuing his?
The New York Times were the ones that took the photograph of the sizzling of the bullet that went past his head. They're the ones that captured the gas from the bullet that went past his head. So they know that it was real.
Just a strange thing that I've noticed. And I don't know if you guys have noticed it too.
Yeah, what we notice is that you guys on the left are acting like a bunch of animals trying to make fun of Trump, trying to trash Trump. They let him stand up. That's none of your concern. How was he supposed to get off stage other than stand up? What were they supposed to do? There's no invisible barriers they could have put around him. That wasn't invented yet. I mean, it makes no sense for line of questioning. It's just a trash Trump. Have you also noticed that I guess in their psychologically crazy way to protect Joe Biden, they're trying to blame the local police and not the Secret Service for things going wrong. When the local police came out and said, whoa, we're in charge of parking. That's what we were here for. The feds took over everything else. So Joy, she asks, why don't we know? Well, indeed, why, Joy? Why don't you know? You're not very good at your job then. I mean, questioning if Trump was even shot. Was it glass fragments or shrapnel? Are you kidding me? You heard the pop, pop, pop. You saw him get hit. Are you kidding me, Joy? You guys need to do a lot better. I mean, seriously, you guys need to do much better on your conspiracy network. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what else to say to that other than, You guys are just lunatics over there. All right, thank you for watching. Hit the notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the crazy, wild conspiracy theories on progressive wackos and cable news. I'll see you in the next one.
Laughed at the mall 'cause your mama forgot. I know it hurt.